What's going on, everybody? My name is Kasey Cooke. I'm a professional chef, wannabe bodybuilder. Why am I on your screen? I'll tell you why I'm on your screen. I'm here to show you some cool shit you can do with Hosstile Supplements' new cinnamon oatmeal cookie whey isolate. Guys, if you haven't already, go on to hosstile.com, get yourself a jar or 3 of this. Easily the best tasting protein I've ever had. It's honestly, when you open the container, it's like walking into Bath & Body Works in October. Tastes like cinnamon oatmeal cookies, smells like cinnamon oatmeal cookies. It's fucking amazing. It mixes super well with any liquids. It's super cost efficient, worth every penny, honestly. You also need this protein for this cookie recipe, so you kind of have no choice. So let's get started. So a bodybuilding diet could get a little mundane, right? But it gets results, obviously. What if you could cheat a little bit and feel less shitty about it? That's exactly what this cookie recipe is kind of geared to do for you guys. It's made from super simple ingredients, most likely stuff you already have in your kitchen, especially if you live with your mom. So for this recipe, you'll need the following. You're gonna need a working oven set at 325. So I got mine going. Right now, other equipment you're gonna need a mixing bowl, a rubber spatula would be great, or like a metal spoon if you don't have that. Use your fucking hands if you want, man, I don't care. You need a kitchen scale, most of you should have that. You need a cookie sheet or a baking tray of some sort, and that's the equipment you'll need. In terms of ingredients, you're gonna need, obviously, Hosstile cinnamon oatmeal cookie whey isolate. You're gonna need a little bit of sugar. You're gonna need an egg. You're gonna need some cinnamon powder. You're gonna need oats. You're gonna need salt, raisins, butter. That's it, guys. So first thing we gotta do when we make cookies, we gotta cream the butter and sugar together. So I'm gonna put my bowl on the scale. I'm gonna tear it out, and then I'm going to do 30 grams of butter. And guys, if you don't have butter, you could use coconut oil as a replacement. Just make sure it's solidified at like room temperature and it's not melted in liquid form. You want it in solid form, kind of like a softened butter would be. So your butter needs to be soft, like room temperature. So we get our butter. I'm going to do 20 grams of sugar. You can use stevia powder for this. You'll need 20 grams also. The texture is definitely not the same though. I wouldn't recommend it. So if you're having a cheat meal and you can spare the extra calories, do the real sugar. If you can't, do the stevia. It is what it is. It still tastes good, but obviously it tastes like fake sugar and the texture is going to be a little different. Not a big deal, totally up to you. So we combined the butter and sugar in a bowl. Now we're just going to kind of press the softened butter into the side of the bowl and kind of incorporate the sugar. I'm just going to do that. This is called creaming the butter and sugar together. You're going to see why it's called that, because at the end it's going to look creamy, kind of fluffy almost. I'm just pressing down until they're combined well, and then once they're combined well, I'm pressing the spatula against the bowl to incorporate the sugar and butter together. I'm just kind of smearing it. This step is essential, guys, for the cookie's texture, so don't skip this step. If you're making these cookies, try not to do cardio on this day, because this is your cardio. Alright, so your end product, after you cream the butter and sugar, should look something like that. Yeah. Now get that back in your bowl. Butters and sugars are creamed together. Now we need an egg yolk. Which egg are we going to use? We'll use this egg. So I'm going to reserve the egg white. Damn, this yolk is so sexy. Holy fucking shit. So I set aside the egg white. I only need the yolk for this recipe. So I got the yolk here. I separated it. I put it right into the creamed butter and sugar. And then, guys, I'm going to do the same exact thing I just did, but with the yolk. So I'm just pressing down the yolk, gently mixing. Mixing it until it's incorporated, and then I'm going to start mixing again until it's a little whipped. And I got a nice fluffy product. Alright guys, so next step, we're going to incorporate the dry ingredients into the creamed butter, sugar, and egg yolk mixture. All right, so we're gonna need a gram of cinnamon powder, maybe a little less because the protein already tastes a lot like cinnamon. We don't want to do some overkill, so just a little bit of cinnamon powder. And that's a gram, so it's really not much at all. And do a gram of salt, which is just a little pinch, maybe 2, right there. We're gonna do 10 grams of raisins. We're gonna do 7 grams of oats, because we're making cinnamon oatmeal cookies. If you don't wanna make cinnamon oatmeal cookies, make everything in this recipe except for the raisins and oats, and then you'll have basically a snickerdoodle, and it's just as good of a cookie. And then we're gonna do a scoop of cinnamon oatmeal cookie whey isolate. It should be 34 grams, 34 and a half maybe. Right there. All right guys, we got everything in the bowl. We're gonna mix it up now. Same technique we've been doing this whole time, just kind of fold over and push down until it's incorporated. If it looks a little dry to start, just keep going. It's gonna be better making a cookie dough. Good things take time, just like building your physique. Building a cookie dough. Just kind of pressing down, combine everything. We're hydrating that protein so that it becomes kind of semi-solid liquid state like a cookie dough does. So now it's sort of a wet dough. I'm gonna get rid of the spatula. I'm gonna start using my hands so I can start shaping this thing. It'll help out a lot more. So I'm just kind of like pushing everything together in the bowl. Now guys, this recipe is literally for 1 cookie so that you guys don't overeat cookies. Just make 1. I'm saving your lives, I promise. It's a big cookie though. So guys, we're gonna shape this cookie by hand. And also, since we're not using flour, the butter isn't gonna hydrate the starches in the flour since there is none, so it's not gonna fall in the oven like a normal cookie would and spread out. So everything we do to this cookie, we have to do by hand. We have to shape it by hand too. So now that I have my cookie dough, I'm shaping it into a ball. Looks like cookie dough, feels like cookie dough. Everything, kind of like a wet sand. So I'm just shaping it into a ball. Get the last few bits in there so I get all the macros. And then I'm just gonna kind of flatten it out. I don't want to flatten it out too much. I kind of want some thickness on it because otherwise if it's too flat, it's gonna get kind of dry at the end. And we don't want a dry cookie. It's gonna be like sawdust. It's gonna be gross. And we want a moist cookie. Nice chewy texture. It's gonna taste and feel like you're eating a real cookie. So about that thickness, maybe like an inch thick, like a little fucking hamburger patty. I'm gonna put it right on the baking tray. We don't need spray. There's enough butter in this. It's not gonna burn, nothing. The oven's low enough, so we're good to go. All right guys, we're all shaped, ready to go on the baking tray. We're going in a 325-degree oven for about 13 to 15 minutes. Make sure you check it at the 10-minute mark, see how it's looking. Might need a little more time than that, but we're gonna have to just check and see. Oh my God. Yes, look at this fucking thing. It looks exactly like a cookie. 25 grams of protein, fucking perfect. Check this out. Not awesome. Literally tastes, feels just like a cookie. Guys, that's it. That's as simple as it gets for a cookie recipe. I mean, like, these are the kind of things that give you longevity in the sport. I mean, it's not easy to stay on track all the time. And, you know, most coaches give you a cheat meal, some don't. But if they do, like, and you crave sweets, cookie like this it's super easy to eat. It tastes just like you're cheating, but you're really not cheating that much. I mean, a little bit of butter. I mean, even if you're using coconut oil, that's even way better. A little bit of sugar. And if you're not using sugar, that's better too. Honestly, like, you're not missing anything in this cookie. It's perfect. I mean, I'm lucky to cook professionally and be able to do these kinds of things for myself. So it's important that I show you guys as well so that you guys can do this for a long time and stay sane mentally, because honestly, good food is what's gonna help you stay sane too. Thanks so much for watching, guys. It means a lot to me. Again, this recipe can only be made with Hostile's cinnamon oatmeal cookie whey isolate. Go on there, buy a bunch of stuff. Everything's great, honestly, but for this recipe, you need this protein. You need it in your pantry anyway. It's perfect. You have your shakes, make these cookies. It's awesome. Eat good, guys. Thank you for watching.